Wow. 2020 still sucks. Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Anthony, here to give you guys another movie review. This time it is for the movie Wonder Woman 1984. Wow. So where do I begin with this movie? I have a whole bunch of emotions built up in me and I don't know where to start. First things first, I am a big fan of the first film of Wonder Woman and I really enjoyed it. I think Gal Gadot is amazing. I know a lot of people don't like her. I remember when she was first being cast as Wonder Woman, people didn't like it. They said she was too skinny. They said that she didn't know how to act, that she's a model, she didn't know how to speak a lick of English, and now she's Wonder Woman. Suffice to say, for me at least, I think she's the quintessential Wonder Woman. When I look at her, when I think of Wonder Woman, I think of Gal Gadot. When I think of Wolverine, I think of Hugh Jackman. When I think of Iron Man, I think of Robert Downey Jr. She is in that same league. For me at least, Wonder Woman 1984 is a huge letdown. It's pretty much the cyberpunk of the DC films. I am not going to sit here and say this is the worst DCEU film of all time and DC is ruined and they need to start all over and redo all their movies. No. This movie to me is like the Iron Man 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, it's okay. It's not that bad. The world's not going to end. But I don't think all hope is lost. I think I actually like this movie a little bit more than most of the people online. I mean, online, it's crazy right now. You pop up Twitter and you see a whole bunch of people are just literally like, this is the worst movie ever for them. I think it's a combination of 2020, you know, everything that happened then. And then this movie was really anticipated for a lot of people. And then we see it's not up to par. But let's get into the story. You already know Wonder Woman is in 1984 and she's just being Wonder Woman. She's going around, she's saving people, but there's a mysterious stone that she has to investigate, and along the way her old fling pops up, played by Chris Pine, and the two of them try to investigate this stone while there's a girl pops up and she wants to be a cheetah. But I want to say right off the bat, I think everybody does a really good job in this film. Gal Gadot, like I said, she's amazing. I think Pedro Pascal, his character is generic. It's a generic character. We've seen this before. It's like Lex Luthor-esque, right? It's just a dude that wants to take over the world. But I think that they added a little bit more depth in his character. It takes a long time to get to that depth, but I think overall I like the development of his character. And again, like I said, he does a good job. I think Kristen Wiig was amazing as Barbara in this film, or Cheetah, you want to say. We've seen it before, right? We've seen this type of character before. The friend, not really friend, the super fan of the main character turns evil because of misunderstandings, right? Because that character wants to be like that character and she's bullied and all that stuff. We've seen it before, but I think Kristen Wiig does a good job of spinning it and making it feel fresh and new. But once she becomes Cheetah, I don't know if it really works out that well. But again, like I said, we'll get into it. This is the positive time, Anthony. Positive section. Chris Pine is back and he's good. I mean, I like Chris Pine a lot. I think he just looks like a movie star. You know, when back in the 50s, you watch some 50s movies that he just has that movie star look. I think Chris Pine has that. And the chemistry between him and Gal Gadot are here. It's like it never left. And like I said in the beginning, Gal Gadot, she is doing really good in here. She's doing some emotional scenes with Wonder Woman in this film, and I like that. I thought it just brought another level, extra level layer of the cake for me for Wonder Woman with those scenes when Gal Gadot had to go a little bit more deeper, no more fighting and all punching her way through things. She had to talk. She had to deal with the problems and the emotions that she had. But I think by far the best parts of this film is when we go back to Themyscira. I think I'm saying that right. Anything that we have to do with that scene and that world, I'm just like glued to my seat. I want to know more. I want to know more about the lore. I know in the first film we got a little bit more extended time with Themyscira, but every time, like I said, every time I see it or hear about Themyscira, I just want to know more. I just want a whole movie with just Wonder Woman in Themyscira. Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get that, but I want it. But I think, guys, that's probably the only positives that I can scratch out in this movie. The rest of the film is yikes. Big yikes, guys. I don't know really what to say about this film because there's so much stuff happening that's not good that really brings down the film for me. So there is a lot of plot holes in here. I don't want to get into any spoilers here because this is a spoiler-free review, but there is a main story, that the main mission that Wonder Woman is going on, that is quickly abandoned and kind of like changed and convoluted, and rules are in place, but then they don't follow their own rules that they set in place. It's all over the place. It gets really jumbled. And once that mission is derailed, and in the movie, once they get to that scene, the movie just comes to a screeching halt. It's a slog to get through. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm just like, dude, what the heck's happening? This this isn't what I signed up for. The movie is just handcuffed for like an hour an hour with this side mission that we have going on, and it feels like something that we already been through with the first film. Like, characters are already established from that film, and then they kind of re-establish them in here, and or just like reaffirm or remind you it's a superhero film. And I know a lot of people are always saying, you know, I'm tired of superhero films having too much action. Why don't we get to know the characters more and have more deep moments? Well, be careful what you ask for, because that's in this film, but they just don't do a good job with it. And like I said, there isn't that much action in here, but the action that we do get, I guess it's okay. But you know, this is Wonder Woman 1984, and I was expecting some like cool 80s fight scenes, but we don't even get that. We get like 3 scenes that are okay, and one scene, I'll say 2 scenes that are okay, and 1 scene that's like above that. It's really good. Also, the cinematography choice, where they tried to make it look like it was a movie that was from the 80s, filmed in the 80s. I think it worked for 1 scene, the mall scene in particular, which you can see in the trailers. That it works for that scene, but then after that, it just looks weird. It looks grainy. It just looked like the quality was bad. And I get it. I know that's what they were going for. It just didn't really work for the whole film. Pedro Pascal's character, like I said before, I kind of enjoyed him, but I can't disagree that he is a generic, useless villain that I can't help but think why he was in this film. You have 2 villains. You have Pedro Pascal's character, Max Lord, and then you have Cheetah. And I just think that the 2 of them in the movie together, like, choose one. That's what it felt like. Like, one, it should have been just either Cheetah or should have been just Max Lord. And the ending of the film, how did we get here? It's just like one of those things where it's just like, okay, I gotta say one word and everything is forgiven. But overall, guys, I think that Wonder Woman 1984 is probably the biggest movie disappointment that I have experienced this year. The story's all over the place. The pacing is weird. Some of the cinematography choices are off, and the villain is just bleh. Doesn't really work for me. But like I said, the acting is great. Gal Gadot is awesome. The emotional scenes that she has with Chris Pine, those are probably some of my favorites in the movie. In the end, I just felt like that some scenes overstayed their welcome, and they didn't need to be as long as they needed to. I don't know, guys. This one's a hard one for me. I don't think this movie is horrible. I don't think this movie is that good, actually, either. I can see people really not liking this movie and be really disappointed. And I could see people loving this movie because there's a lot to like in this film. So let me know what side of the coin are you on? Are you the person that really likes it? Are you the person that really doesn't like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, guys, keep watching movies.